And really, when I wanted to get started with, just thanking you all for joining us, I want to first off just take a few minutes, the folks that we have here, to come on camera and introduce yourself. So our agenda is fairly simple today. I want people to start learning about each other, share who you are. We're going to go through some intentions in that introduction as well. Got some questions about the Level Up Clubs. I want to kind of share the backstory and the inspiration for this. And then we're going to conclude with an activation meditation. So I hope you can stay till the end, because that's going to be part of what we want to do here is, get people to a more grounded, centered space. So we kind of fill your cup, your battery up. So when you go out into the world, you feel more elevated. So this is your recharge place, because everywhere else you go want a piece of you. So let's start there. And I would love for, I can just kick it off. I mean, most of you have met me virtually or in person. I'm Janelle Carlson. I started Oak Bloom Marketing, and then it spun off into this TLC group last year. My intention is love. And I wear my shirt today with the love on it, because it's a reminder of really the state that I would like to spend more time in. And that's my inspiration. That sums up TLC too. Story of how Janine and I this evolved for us, because it came like, it's like the oxygen mask analogy. And everybody's kind of pulling on us and depend on us, whether you have kids or pets or significant others or family members, or there's a lot of people that depend on you. So, we are very actively creating goals and checklists and making sure everybody is taken care of. But then we all know what happens when we're not focusing on ourselves and we don't put the oxygen mask on first, and we're not taking care of our own, that we're not going to be there well for others. So that's part of, the beginning of our story. And to go on to the next slide here, Janine and I, when we connected so, clearly, and I bet you all of you we connect the same way, is, being in this overachieving mindset of just constantly in the rat race, striving and swirling and burning out. And the process makes you feel like stuck and misaligned. And for me, and I know Janine and I talked about this a lot, is like, I'm never good enough. Always in this striving, but never kind of landing. And we realized, in this high achiever, it was a very externally focused model. And this misalignment kind of cracked something open. We wanted to stop contorting ourselves to fit old molds and paradigms that weren't working, and decided to build something new. So this community was born on the truth from, if you can't change the sandbox, it's time to build your own, and want to think about things in a different way. And we decided to look at a shift from this old path that honestly is very fear-based, egocentric, and trying to control all the things, to an inside out focus. It doesn't mean that we don't have to do the things on the external, but if we start really holistically on the inside, how much more resilience and flow and joy we can get out of the process, because isn't that what we all want? So that's in a way, this is like an experiment. We want to shift and make this shift and do it together. And I tried to put together a visual of how this looks and how we see this vision coming together, because what does inside out mean? It seems to resonate with a lot of people, and give me feedback if this makes sense. At the top of this little graph here is your North Star, your compass, and that's your holistic growth. It's really directed by your inner compass, and how that gets fueled on the left side. You see this little Venn diagram of your inside, your inner power comes on when you're really aligned with your body, mind, spirit. And on the right side, it's that outer connected flow through alignment, community, and your authentic truth. So that's where I want to just kind of pause and hear from you all if it's making any sense, because in my mind it makes a lot of sense, but I would love your feedback.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I would just say, I'm sorry, I think I'm echoing a little bit, but this hits home more than I can even say, Janelle, because my friend Lauren, who you met on Sunday, we're starting a meditation series, and it's just really to offer access to our community, to get people to start meditating. And the theme of the one that I'm going to be doing is following your bliss. But the words I say to the people are about your inner compass. And I just think where I'm at in my life right now, I'm very burnt out, and I've forgotten where that compass, or what that compass is saying to me a lot. And uh, it all makes sense to me.
Awesome. And I'm certified to teach yoga too, so maybe like all of this work that we've done on the inside, it feels
Yeah.
like when you do it in silos, I feel like the corporate world makes you feel like you have multiple personality disorder because you have a silo over here that you're practicing your spiritual stuff, and then you go into work, and then you're like trying to navigate with all of those other energies, and they don't coincide or align, so you become like, at least I did. I felt like very chaotic and frantic about the whole thing. And I wasn't spending enough time like internally to get that groundedness. So any other feedback before we move on? I know I'm going to be running short on time, but if there is other feedback or things, like, oh, this could make more sense or whatever, I'm very open because I want this to be about the community, but I'm trying to visualize it in a way that seems like, yeah, I kind of get that, and that does make sense. So moving on to, really what we set out to do with this community is like our mission is to uplift leaders to thrive from the inside out. And that's what that previous slide is about, like what does inside out mean? And I love this quote from Yoko Ono about it. To me, this reflects the community when she says, a dream you dream alone is only a dream, but a dream that you dream together is reality. And I feel collectively that, the consciousness of the world seems to be going in a very sad place, and it makes us even more out of control. But if we can come together and have collective dreaming and aspiration for these higher level things, that we can have a ripple effect in the world. And there is actually meditation research that shows how this is real. So that's why I feel like there's like so many levels of power of the community. It can be very practical levels, but also much more collective. And so this is, how it's coming together in the Level Up Club. So we're focusing on those two pillars of like inner strength and outer radiance, kind of this inside out. So on the inner side, we'll do more meditations and, how to kind of cultivate this inner compass, North Star blueprint, and do things together and have conversations. And, like we all have various lines of experience and expertise that we can learn from each other. So the high vibe community, I think, is for me like, like this is a charging station. We come here and charge our batteries to go out into the world and navigate. And then on the outer side, we'll do practical things with some expert-led master classes. Janine, if she's still able to jump on, what she's developing some tech tools, which I think are more than just tools. They're like AI agents to help in the process of some of the external things like your LinkedIn and your personal brand, some of these practical things. And then strategic networking, because, we've got to live in the world, but we need the strength from inside in the community. So that's kind of like a summary of how we're seeing this and how people benefit.
Anyway, this is what we're in the process of launching. It's the LinkedIn profile lift, and basically what it does, it takes your LinkedIn profile and it automates it, and also provides a score, like the headline, the photos and the banners, to determine what improvements need to be made to your LinkedIn in order to, again, build your personal brand. And other tools we're in the process of incorporating as well is to optimize your profile photo, have it generate a photo as well as your banner. This tool will also build out custom banners, because I've learned so much from Janelle in terms of, Janine, why do you have in your banner like a picture of San Francisco? I'm like, oh, I like that. But it's like, if you're going to build out your brand to get noticed, that's a lot of real estate there that you can use in order to attract people, and especially the headlines. And so this tool will do it all, and in which it'll just give you a blueprint and content in terms of what you need to update in your LinkedIn profile. So this is our baseline, like our MVP. And then again, building out the profile photo, generating professional Photoshops to improve that, photos, as well as banners. So hopefully we'll be launching the first phase next week for our pro plan.
Yeah, and this is what part of we're bringing these different tools into the community, so community members can experience them, or people can just get it a la carte. So that's part of the founding member, and there's more that we're going to build. This is just kind of the baseline starting of some of the external practical things that we're excited about, and feels like it's like a different level to a community, and because we're trying to make it much more holistic.